What if, in a single day, you lose your job, catch your wife cheating, and then your father dies? And suddenly, you're forced to live for 7 days with a family you've spent your entire life trying to escape. Today's movie is This Is Where I Leave You, 2014. A powerful mix of comedy, family drama, grief, love, betrayal, and emotional healing. Stay till the end, because this movie isn't just about death. It's about forgiveness, broken relationships, and starting over. This Is Where I Leave You is based on the novel by Jonathan Tropper and directed by Sean Levy. The film stars Jason Bateman, Tina Fey, Adam Driver, Rose Byrne, and Jane Fonda. At its core, this is a family reunion story, but not the happy kind. It's about siblings who barely tolerate each other, a mother who overshares, and unresolved emotional wounds that surface when grief forces them together. We meet Judd Altman, a man whose life collapses within minutes. First, he finds out he's fired from his job. Then he walks in on his wife cheating on him, in their own bed with his boss. This moment destroys Judd emotionally. He's humiliated, heartbroken, and numb. Before he can even process it, he receives another blow. Backhand index pointing right, his father has died. Suddenly, Judd is forced to return home, not just for a funeral, but for something much worse. Judd's father requested a shiva, a Jewish mourning tradition where the family must stay together for 7 days. That means Judd must live under one roof with his emotionally distant older brother Paul, his overachieving sister Wendy, his unfiltered, immature younger brother Philip, and his wildly inappropriate mother Hillary. Each sibling carries emotional baggage, resentment, jealousy, and regret. This house becomes a pressure cooker. Paul, the responsible one. Paul is the perfect son, successful, calm, married. But even his life isn't as stable as it seems. Wendy, the trapped one. Wendy is stuck in an unhappy marriage with a man who emotionally neglects her. She's lonely, confused, and slowly realizing she deserves more. Philip, the chaos. Philip is immature, reckless, and brutally honest. He says what everyone else is afraid to say, often making things worse. Together, these siblings constantly clash, reopening childhood wounds and old rivalries. Jane Fonda's character, Hillary, is one of the most complex parts of the film. She's loving but invasive, supportive but embarrassing, wise but emotionally reckless. She treats grief as honesty therapy, forcing her children to confront truths they've avoided their entire lives. Her message is simple. Backhand index pointing right, pain doesn't disappear when you ignore it. Judd meets Penny, a free-spirited woman who knew his father. Unlike everyone else, Penny doesn't judge Judd or pity him. She listens. Their relationship isn't about romance. It's about healing. She helps Judd realize something important. Backhand index pointing right, you don't need to fix your entire life at once. You just need to survive today. This connection becomes a turning point in Judd's emotional recovery. As the week continues, secrets explode. Wendy confronts the reality of her failing marriage. Paul struggles with fear and responsibility. Philip accidentally reveals painful truths. Judd finally releases his bottled-up anger. Arguments become emotional confessions. This is where the movie shines, showing how family can hurt you the most but also heal you the deepest. Eventually, the tension reaches its peak. Everyone breaks down, emotionally and mentally. Judd realizes his marriage is truly over. Wendy admits she's been unhappy for years. Paul reveals his own fears. And for the first time, the family stops pretending. This moment transforms the Shiva from a burden into a healing ritual. By the end of the 7 days, nothing is magically fixed, But everything is clearer. Judd begins moving forward, emotionally free for the first time. Wendy starts reclaiming her independence. Philip matures slightly, enough to matter. The family doesn't become perfect. They become honest. The ending teaches us. Backhand index pointing right closure doesn't come from forgetting the past. Comes from facing it. This is where I leave you isn't about death. It's about emotional survival, forgiveness, starting again after humiliation, accepting that families are broken and that's okay. Tells us, backhand index pointing right, life doesn't fall apart all at once. It falls apart so it can be rebuilt. If you enjoyed this deep explanation of This Is Where I Leave You, 2014, hit like, subscribe and comment below. Tell me, backhand index pointing right, which sibling did you relate to the most? See you in the next movie explainer clapperboard.